All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ministry Revealed. It is December 3rd, 2018. Guys, hold on tight. This is going to be a video of connections like never before. I believe, guys, we are so close. We know we're already so close. We know this is all about to happen in less than 6 months, within 6 months, and may very well begin later here in December. Um, I don't really follow Q stuff. A couple people talk about it, and there's supposed to be something by December 5th. I'm not convinced yet. You'll see with what I'm going to show you today. I have an idea of what the video is called. Obviously, you guys will already have known by then. But I'm going to show you some connections to just incredible stuff. I had somebody, man, wait till you guys see it. I'm also working on, remember I said the next teaching I'm going to do is the Daniel 9. I don't have anything, just a little bit there, but I've got it actually being worked on right now. Like I've got it planned out. I've got a whole bunch of tabs open right now that I'm working on. And, it's funny how the Lord works because, I just wasn't, I have so much, of course, that I can show the connection to the tribulation and when and the number counts and all of these things perfectly in alignment with scriptures from Genesis to Revelation. And, lo and behold, our brother in Christ, Keith Klein, that you see on the channel here in the ministry, he sent me something yesterday. I think it was yesterday, the day before. Just awesome. A perfect connection to reveal what we were teaching recently in regards to the 14th year from Amos. When the Lord returns, and how I talked about how Amos is the last 2 years of seals, right? It says 2 years before the earthquake, and then the last from 3 through 9 of Amos chapters are trumpets, and it's revealed with, I've confirmed it with other things, but when you see the connection to what we were recently talking about to Amos 9, I mean, it's unbelievable, guys. A lot of people have been asking and saying, well, the chapters and the verses were put in much later, and the verses were even later. And I say the same thing to everybody. Look, the Holy Spirit, the hand of the Spirit has been on everybody who's been touching the book, who wrote the book, right? We know the Spirit came upon them for writing the books. It was men that wrote it through the Spirit, all right? It's no different than the chapters and the verses when they were added, because they weren't needed prior to. The revelation wasn't necessary prior to, all right? More and more and more becomes revealed, in its time. And guys, I'm going to show you something here about the 14 years that's going to, I believe, explain or reveal why the 14 years were never ever spoken about anywhere in history. There was no understanding of a tribulation of 14 years. 7 years of seals and 7 years of trumpets. I'm going to show you, based on something we've looked at before. We're going to go into more detail on it, and then we're going to reveal timelines for you guys. We're going to show you the numbers and days to be very, very watchful. Not like you guys aren't watching already, but to definitely get your stuff. Everybody needs to get their stuff in order, guys. If you're drinking, if you've got these bad habits, guys, it's time to just take control over them. Go to the Lord in prayer. Ask people to pray for you. Guys, you can come here. You can send emails. There's different connections. You see, across many pages, we have contact us. You can send us emails. I pray for you guys every day. More of you I know more directly through emails and through conversations. I've got you on the list, and I'm praying for you guys every day. And I know many of you are praying for me and my family as well, and we appreciate that. And many of you support us too through PayPal, with supporting the ministry, and we really appreciate it. It's always needed. Even the stuff that's coming in, we don't celebrate Christmas anymore. We stopped celebrating last year when these revelations started coming and greater understanding started coming forward. I'm not judging anything about that. I'm neither here nor there, but I would recommend not putting up a tree and decorations and all that type of stuff, the pagan portion of it, right? But, it's not something that I harp on. It's just something that I do with my family. So for any of you that are sending us donations, because we are always in need, we're just, like I say, it's just me here and studying all day long, and we're always short with the household stuff, always short. In fact, when I'm done, I got to make another call today to get an extension. So I just want to let you guys know that there's no donations going to Christmas gifts or anything like that, all right? Now, we're going to look at some things. Like I said, it's really quite mind-blowing. Let's start right here with this. The Economist cover, right? This was the Economist cover from the World in 2017. And there was a subscriber, I think she was new, who said, "Oh, I'm not too sure about you here at Ministry Revealed because you use cards." And I was talking to my wife. I'm like, what on earth is this person talking about? What do you mean cards? I guess she talking tarot card. I mean, what? I don't use cards. And then I realized, oh, it's because of the Economist cover. No, I don't use cards, right? This is what others have done. This is what the enemy has placed on his newspaper, all right? The Economist magazine, owned by the Rothschilds, all right? This is the enemy having to put out the information just like they do in movies, just like they do in videos, in all sorts of things, right? Just like the Lord said on his side that he will do nothing until he tell his servants and the prophets and so forth. All right? So that's why we're going to have a look at this. Guys, this is the setup. This is the seals, the tribulation of seals portion. All right? I'm going to show you some things. We're going to go through this, but not only this, I'm going to prove that Trump is the judgment. We've covered a video before when we showed you that video about Sidhu. And it is absolutely applicable and true. In fact, that video timing of when Sidhu was revealed, that understanding, when the Lord showed up just before he gave that talk in 2017, the judgment began. All right? And what happened just about a month or two after that? You'll see. Watch this. What happened first? Right? Trump has many towers. But there was one that caught on fire. The first one that caught on fire was when? All right, we'll bring it up here. And then maybe I'll get rid of this site right away because this one's been really slowed down because, of course, it's a media type site. So what happened here? This was March 3rd, so maybe either March 2nd or March 3rd. What happened? The 47th floor of Trump International Hotel in New York City, Columbus Circle, caught on fire. All right? So there's the first one. We have one of the Trump towers, right? One of the Trump buildings, and it happened again. Trump Tower this time in 2018. Okay? Then what do we have? Let me just close this one off. Then what do we have next? We have Trump as the judgment, right? Sitting over North America, but you could say over America, but really over the West, if you will, okay? Sitting over America as the judge. And I talked to you in a couple of videos ago that he is the judgment. I'm going to show you. This is what Sidhu was talking about here. I've showed this 2 or 3 times now. Once to show you guys, once to give you the understanding, but we're going to take it a little bit further because it reveals Ministry Revealed as well. All right? So we had the Trump Tower, right? One of the Trump buildings catch on fire. We have Trump as the judgment. We have AI, right, now controlling everything. Then we have these protests that we see, the earth crack. You can see the red horse. This isn't a red horse rider, it's death, but the sword, right, a great sword coming. What else can be a sword? Any weapon is a sword, biblically, and this is a great sword, right? A nuke coming. Followed by what? This isn't the Antichrist, this is the false prophet. This is the pale horse rider. This is when the killing of Christians begins. This is the 6th seal. I'm going to explain these in more detail and show you all these connections to it. All right? We talked about a couple videos ago that Trump is the judgment. In this video, when Sidhu came here, it was in August of 2017. And when he came, he had planned on talking about, and for those of you that have seen it before, just be patient. He talked about how if the people had backed America, had backed Trump when he was elected, he is truly there, sent by the Lord at this time. I'm telling you he is. I flip-flopped on him so many times. He is, because this is a prophet of the Lord. He has seen him. He's seen the angels and they speak with him. I absolutely know because I can confirm it with my understanding that I've been given. And if you don't believe it, for those that are new, just watch the videos here on this channel and understand for yourself the connections from Genesis to Revelation and the perfect understanding of the 21 years to the 14 years to the end time timing, Daniel, all of it, guys, all right? It is Holy Spirit led, okay? When he talks about Trump, when Trump was elected, the Lord came to him and told him, without playing all that portion, the Lord told him that to tell the people that if they support him, if they stand for him, right, they back their president and the nation gets behind him, that when his first term is done, he will have a second term, right? You guys will have many years of prosperity and of it being good. I'll show you a connection to that as well. Then he said, but if you guys mess up within the 4 years of grace that is given to America for all the good that they had done in the earth, for spreading the gospels, if they fail during those 4 years, at the end of the 4 years, tribulation is going to begin. And then he says, which we're going to play now a little bit, just to make the point for you guys. Then he says, right before he came on stage, when there was worship and stuff going on, the Lord came and appeared to him. When? Not when he was planning on coming to this conference. Not when he was, thinking about it and traveling on the plane to get to the conference. No. Minutes before coming up on stage, he had no idea he was about to say this. And you're going to see how this ties in. You're going to see that he is telling us Trump is the Lord's judgment. Either America supported him and got behind their president because he was working for the good. Right? Look at the things that he's done. Not everybody agrees with him. Good for you. Look at what he has done for the good, for truth. Is he perfect? No, none of us are, right? But he is the judgment. Listen to this.
The second part that I'm going to share with you, this word I received right now during when the worship was going on. I saw the Lord Jesus in the heavens, and he told me, he said, tell these people to pray for their president very much, because there is a danger for his life and for his presidency. Yes. If he fails to complete his term, you see, heaven has determined 4 good years for the US. Instead of good, is 4 years of grace. It's been apportioned for you. If he does not complete his term, that means the time of grace is aborted. If the time of grace is aborted, you go into your captivity. And when you go into captivity, or when his presidency is aborted, the church in the US will be held accountable before God. God will...
Hello? The church, the sleeping church, is going to be held accountable. But did you hear, guys, I brought this up 2 or 3 times now. This is so vital. This is such a major piece of understanding that was revealed to me. It's unbelievable. You know what he's done? He is telling us what? Trump is the judgment over America. Who else told us that Trump was the judgment? The enemy. The Economist magazine knew that Trump was the enemy for them, but was the judgment over the church, was the judgment over America. You see that? They know that. Why do you think they hate him so much, guys? Christians need to get behind their leader. They should always. We're always supposed to support and pray for our president and our leaders, whether we like them or not. But for all those Christians that call themselves Christians that are against President Trump, shame on you. Because I've heard of Christians, even where I live in Canada, some family friends of my son, or some friends of my son, the parents, who hate Trump. And in fact, my kids tell me all the time, their parents from Christian school hate Trump. My kids are some of the few. Why? Because their friends' parents are the sleeping church. That's why. They're the sleeping church. They would have voted for Hillary Clinton, who wanted to take babies out at abortion even right up to the time of birth. And you support somebody like that? For that one reason alone, not a single Christian on earth should have ever stood and supported Hillary. Right? Trump is the judgment, and the enemy knows it. So let's follow this in order. March, when was it revealed that he was judgment? Sadhu did that video what? In August. All right? He did that in August. Well, check this out. Remember Kim Clement? You know, I wonder if, I still do, whoops, I don't want to do that. I still wonder if Kim Clement was really fully prophetic or not. But here's why. Because I've wondered, he says Trump is going to serve 2 terms. Right? He talked about Trump winning again in 2020 and serving 2 terms. How was that possible, knowing what Ministry Revealed teaches and understands from Genesis to Revelation? Follow this, guys. When did Kim Clement die? In, I believe, November, December, I think December of 2016. Well, guess what? Guess what? Judgment had not come yet. It was not yet determined that Trump was going to be cut short. There was no judgment yet determined that his presidency, that his first term was going to be aborted. It began to be revealed here at this conference. And he later on even says when his presidency is aborted. It began to become revealed here. Yet, does he know the whole picture? Well, no prophet knows the whole picture. But he had the judgment. Kim Clement died before the judgment was determined. And Sadhu was saying that if you supported him, if you got behind him, if you stood strong with your president as a nation, even as just all the church, he would have gotten a second term. And there would have been 8 years. And guess what? Guess what? I'll bet you the tribulation would have only been 7 years. Follow me. Follow me, for those of you who know this channel, who know what's happening here. It wasn't yet determined. We've been taught all of our lives for, 150, 200 years. 7 years for the tribulation, 7 years for the tribulation, 7 years for the tribulation, all over the place, regardless of the language that you're in. I know some of you, guys, I'm so going buzzing like crazy. Crazy. I love it. How many of you, since coming to Ministry Revealed and seeing and understanding the 14 years. How many of you have gone out and do a search on YouTube, or not even just on YouTube, online, to find anything about 14 years of tribulation, 7 of seals and 7 of trumpets? I've done it. I know some of you have done it. And guess what? There's nothing. There's nothing except ministry revealed. There was zero. Do you know why? Because it wasn't yet determined. Do you follow me? Sadhu said it'd be many years still of prosperity and things would get better. Just like Kim Clement was saying. Yet if you failed, then he said, you would, at the end of 4 years, which would be at around 2020, sometime in 2020, 2021, the tribulation would begin. But guess what? Then it was revealed to him, like we just said, in August, before coming on stage. In August. So we had the fire in April, March. We have Sadhu being revealed that Trump is the judgment over the church in America. And what? It was revealed in August. 14 years, the revelation of 14 years did not exist anywhere on earth as far as we know. In everything we've checked, and others have checked, did not exist. In August, he reveals the judgment and that it was going to be cut short. Nobody fully understood it. And then what happened? It gives us understanding into Kim Clement, right? That's why Kim Clement, he may have very well been a prophet and trying to get people to back and the church to stand behind their president for the good that he's doing and to prayerfully be strong and stand with them. But he died before the revelation that it was going to be cut short. You follow? So what came next? Ministry Revealed. What happened on Ministry Revealed? It happened in this video over a year ago. This video, I made this video September 8th, 2017, which is what? After Sadhu revealed what the Lord told him. Ministry Revealed gets this awakening in the middle of this video, and the first thing I'm revealed in the understanding isn't 14 years. It's who the books are speaking to. And then look, pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib, right? They're all true. And then I start to get revealed the 14 years. And then what happens? Here it is. Ministry Revealed, where the 14-year tribulation understanding and in the opening of the books are revealed. Do you see? There was no 14 years until the judgment was what? Cut short. Well, what came next? After Sadhu revealed Trump is the judgment, who came next? Who's this AI? What's this AI that's connected to everything? Right? Called the world. What was that all about? Sophia. In Arab news, what happened? October, see? August, September was Sadhu and then Ministry Revealed. And in October, what happens? Sophia is introduced to the United Nations, to the world. And what happens? Sophia in Riyadh, right? The future investment in Riyadh. The robot, right? Sophia was granted what? Citizenship of Saudi Arabia. And if they say in the desert, believe it not. Talking to Matthew, right? What do we have? So what did we have next? AI world. This one we talked about next. What was this now? This is now going into 2018. We have the yellow jackets, right? The yellow jackets. What on earth are the yellow jackets? The yellow jackets are the protests going on, which we talked about a video or two ago, a couple videos ago, that are going on in France. I find it, I never looked up yet or why they have these yellow vests. I almost think it was like provided purposely because the enemy knew they were going to be in yellow, right? The enemy knows they're going to be in yellow. Okay? Keep following, guys. This is amazing. I just, like that 14 years and it wasn't understood yet. And then Sadhu reveals this, what the Lord told him. And Sadhu doesn't know 14 years. And once the judgment was passed that it was going to be aborted and cut short, the following month, Ministry Revealed is given the understanding that the books have now opened and the decision has been made. It is 7 and 7. This is bananas. I've been in crazy tears on the edge of my seat trying to just freaking out with some of this stuff. I can show you more things about scripturally that have happened that are just mind-blowing, but I'm not going to get into it. It brought me to tears twice over the weekend. Crazy. And it makes me, I'm nervous because, I'm just nervous, all right? That's the anxious giggles. So we saw this from God's Roadmap to the Ends, right? Our brother Jacko in South Africa put this together. Look at that. Millions. And now they've had, only 2 weekends of doing this? 124 cars burned and flipped over. I think the EMT, right, the ambulance drivers and so forth are joining them now for the next one. Now Macron, right, the president of France, president of France is going to now have to what? He's talking about declaring martial law. Of course he is. Because it's about to happen in America too, because Trump is going to go after the all the indictments. Right? They're going to go after these people with the indictments. However, this isn't going to begin yet. We know that there's a peace deal with Israel that needs to come first. All right? Is it this stuff that happens first and then the peace deal? Possibly, but I don't see it. I believe the peace deal is going to come first, and none of these people are going to care about it because that peace deal is a regional one. Is it a big deal for the world? Is it a big deal for the church, for those who are watching? Absolutely. But is it really going to affect these people and all the demonstrations and the stuff that's going to take effect in America when they're going to have to do martial law because of the chaos when they go after all these people? Right? Trump might just get a chance to start going after them, or he's going down prior to. Right? There's been dreams and visions of people seeing Air Force One being shot down over an old city. And I thought, I was quite curious with him being down in South America this weekend. So, right? So, people are having dreams and visions over the last 2 years about Air Force One going down. We now know that his term is going to be cut short, guys. Does that mean he's going to die? It's possible. Highly likely because of the elites that are foreshadowing what's coming. All right? And the Lord is telling us. So we have what? These yellow jackets. See? Dressed in yellow. Protesting, against the EU. Right? Stop. No. And what did Macron did? They did a tax hike, right? Craziness. They're just getting raw blind with all these taxes as well. And then what happens? We talked about this in the previous video. Look what happens. A major earthquake comes next. This is the last thing on the fourth part, right? Let me show you there. I think I had a picture here too. See, here's more of them. See, look at all the way back. You can find pages of this stuff of these guys. It's chaos over there. There's looting and flipping cars and torching them and ambulances and cop cars on fire. People have had enough. And I watched a video that apparently about 80% of France, of the French people, support these people doing this. And they're now getting up to 5 million, I think they're building to. 5 million people in these yellow jackets doing the protest. Do you see the connection? And then I showed you what? Psalms 18. Right? Protest first and chaos coming, and in America too. And then what comes? The earthquake. We're going to be crying out to the Lord in this chaos, and the Lord's going to come. And the bride is going to get taken away. Right? During that time of the massive earthquake. I believe the bride will be here for part of it, but not for long. All right? But we're going to experience and see that earthquake. And that's when California goes, like I talked about in that other video. You know, there's a lot of people talking about the earthquake and California going and, should be soon. I am here to tell you. I told it, how many videos ago? Did I have it up here? I think I had it up here, right? I talked about it, right? 3 videos ago, right here. Get up. I'm telling you, it's within 6 months, and it very likely could begin by the end of December. I don't know the exact date. Of course I don't. But it very likely can be by the end of December. We hear a peace deal. Trump, then what do? They turn around and they go after all the sealed indictments. They're going to have to do it quickly, right? Go look at what a sealed indictment entails. Go see what a sealed indictment entails. They have to take it to a court, and there's what do you call that? Jurors there, right? And they present the evidence without the other person being there. And they've got 64,000 or whatever. This is coming next. Japan started it. The 21 years. California is coming to kick off the tribulation of the seals. This is the understanding here, guys. All in order. Did you see that? All in order. All of it. What's left? This is going to continue to build up. And what comes next? The earthquake. What's after the earthquake? Red horse rider, the second seal. The second seal. They don't have all the seals here. Why? Because not all the seals are the judgments. This is the second seal. See, it has death. People say, oh, it's the black horse. No. This is the red horse rider with the great sword, and Anuk is the greatest of all swords. It is death, right? Let's go to it. I'll show you a couple other things that relate to what we're talking about as we get to this second row. Right? What comes at the red horse rider, the second seal? Oh, it's just going slow. Come on. Sip of coffee. Right? What comes at the second horse? The red horse rider. To take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and there was a great sword, and was given to him a great sword. You see a great sword, and this is a literal greatest of all great swords because they're now killing each other. What is this? This is the false prophet, the magician, right? The false prophet is the magician. He doesn't show up. He'll be here at the same time, but once the red horse rider is here, he's going to show up, and after the war, he's going to confirm that this is the guy that we support, right? This is the false prophet, right? This is at the time of the third horse, all right? The black horse. He'll show up and start doing all these miracles, okay? This is the Christians. This is the capture and the killing of Christians. This is the time of the pale horse rider. You see, we don't have the white horse rider because there are no judgments in it. And we don't have what? The fifth seal, right? The first seal and the fifth seal are not here. Why? Because there's no judgment. It's those that were being killed that are under the altar. And then what comes next? The sixth seal. Right? A constellation put forth a single star. The star. Why is there faces in these stars? Right? Why are their faces in the stars? Here, let's look at that. Daniel 12. Why are their faces in the stars? I think that's where I had it. Right? When does Michael stand up? Michael stands up towards the end of seals, right? Michael's going to go to war against Satan and his angels for what? 1,260 days, right? So what happens? At that time shall Michael stand up. He's not warring yet here. We talked about this over a year ago. He's not at war yet here. He is standing up, all right? The great prince which stands for the children of thy people. See, the children of your people, the church. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, which is coming next, trumpets, such as was never since there was a nation, even at that time. And at that time shall thy people be delivered. All right? Every one that is found written in the book. And look at what it says. Let's go down here. Let's go to verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. All right? The sun. And they that turn many to righteousness. So those that have brought a lot of people to Christ and woke them up during the great revival that's going to happen during seals, they're going to be turned into the brightness like the stars forever and ever. And what do we see when this sixth seal, right at the end of the sixth seal, and what do you have here? People in the stars, shining as the brightness of the stars. You follow that? This comes before the seals begin. Second, third, fourth, sixth. The judgment seals. No first one, no fifth one. Trump is the determined judgment upon the earth. AI received citizenship on the earth and confirmed by the United Nations. And now we've got yellow coats protesting through the streets by the millions. What comes next is Psalms 18 earthquake. The bride will then be taken after. Right? Within some of this chaos here, the bride is going to be taken. The Lord is going to come down in a cloud. Not clouds. And the Spirit is going to leave. The Holy Spirit is gone with the bride. Hence, peace is taken from the earth. The red horse rider. You see that? This is unbelievable, guys. I still get so blown away by that Sidhu one. It really just makes me shake my head just in almost disbelief. It's so crazy. All right, to see the progression, to understand what is exactly being said. And these guys were speaking the 8 years because it was true. Then it was determined that it was not going to be 8 years, and Ministry Revealed receives it at the beginning of its ministry. And here's the evidence of it right here. And then all the videos since prove that it's 14 years. Right? It's unbelievable. It makes me you just shake your head, right? Let me show you some more things. Let's get into the numbers before we close this out. And when you guys see that, the next video that I'm going to do, the Daniel 9 video, guys, so blown away by everything in it. You're going to see the connection to the numbers like you have never seen before. All right? 100% revealed with clarity for you, okay? But now let's look at some numbers. Watch this. When was Donald Trump born? June 14th, 1946. All right, check this out. So Trump was born June 1946, all right? June 14th, 1946. Let's add 700 days from his birth. May 14th, 1948. The day Israel became a nation. All right? We know that. That's no surprise. 700 days. Watch this. And Trump became president, right? In 2017, right? At the inauguration. was it the 20th, 21st, right, of January, and we add 700 days from the inauguration. We come to December 21st, 2018. Okay? Keep that in mind. So 700 days before Israel is born, Trump is born. Okay? Now, remember, I showed you now that Trump is the judgment. I say over America, maybe over the nations. All right? Nobody can handle on the face of this earth what Trump has handled his whole life with the ridicule and everybody against him, all right? The elite's always against him. I always remember what Hillary said to Matt Lauer, right? It was written out what somebody had experienced after that interview when the lights and everything went out, and there was just a few of them there in the room, and Hillary cursed out Matt Lauer and said, "Don't you know if that beep 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 Trump wins, she says it'll be your fault, Matt, for bringing up this stuff and making me answer those things. If he wins, he's going to have us hang in the streets, or he's going to hang us by a noose," is what she said. Her spirit, and probably her, but her spirit knew it. And that's exactly what Trump is doing. Trump is on our side. But guess what? It's too late. Judgment has been determined. It's been determined. Ministry Revealed has been given the determined time and when it begins, the time frame, not the day and the hour. We know within months there will not be a 71, and Jerusalem's still standing there. Dome of the Rock is gone, which is going to clear the path for them to put up the foul temple that God doesn't want before they put up the good one, which again is going to be part of a teaching in Daniel. All right? So, Trump is born 700 days before before Israel becomes a nation again. 700 days from Trump taking office is December 21st, which is the first day of winter. Yes, that's right. Mark and Matthew, not Luke. Mark and Matthew say, "And pray that your flight be not in winter," right? Those that give suck and give birth in those days. What does Matthew say? "Pray that it be not on the Sabbath." Well, guess what? It's on the Sabbath. It's on Friday, right? Jerusalem would be in the evening to the daytime. It's first day of winter. It's a Sabbath. 700 days from before they were born to 700 days from his presidency. And you think, oh, well, that's not a big deal. There's a little bit of something there. Okay. Well, let's take this a little step further. When Trump, I won't look this one up. I didn't pull this one up yet. When Trump came into office on this date, Trump was what? Everybody spoke about it. We all talked about it. And what was it? Trump was 70 years old, 7 months, and 7 days, correct? 70 years old, 7 months, and 7 days. And we were all saying, wow, 777. Not fully understanding what that meant. Until Ministry Revealed and we were understanding 21 years. All right? But there's more. He was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old, right? Well, watch this. So Trump takes office. Remember, Trump is the judgment. Before Israel was, Trump was. 700 days, right? So Israel then becomes a nation and is around for 70 years. And her 70th anniversary is May 14th, 2018. Add 700 days. Oh, wait, sorry. What was I looking at? Sorry, give me a second. That's not what I wanted. This is what it was. 7 months and 7 days. All right? Already 70. Israel's turned 70 on May 14th, 2018. Now we add 7 months and 7 days. For 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days. And we get December 21st, 2018. Do you get a little bit of chills? I'm not really crazy into doing the number counts and everything, but this wasn't me that figured this out. Somebody had shared it, but for me, there was the build up on the fact that I had added, wait a second. Trump was 777, and now Israel is 777 at the same time. And Trump is the judgment. Do you follow, guys? 700 days before, 700 to here. He was 777. Israel becomes 777. And they land on the 21st of December. The first day of winter. And what happened last year? What happened last year on January 31st? It was that blood red moon that we explained in Zechariah 1, right? The red horse rider was now among the trees, right? Red horse rider was among the trees. The super blood red moon that landed on Tu B'Shavat of 2018. And in a previous video, a couple videos ago, I said, could it be that when Matthew, Mark are told, could you not watch for 1 hour? We said that it's 1 year, right? 1 hour is 1 year. Could you not watch for 1 year? But Luke's group is not told that. They're not given trouble for not having been able to wait for not being able to watch for 1 year. It says 1 hour. The end time understanding is 1 year. Okay? So now, what would 1 year be? Right? To the 31st of the following year, that would actually be more than a year, right? That'd be a year and a day because it's right on it. So it would be January 30th would be the 1 year, wouldn't it? Could you not wait 1 year? This is one of the things I've been trying to find out as well. What is this 1 year? Could you not wait 1 year? All right, let's look at this. Let's go December. All right, we've now come to this number here that's led us to December 21st. That is very biblical in the understanding of what we're talking about. So here we are, December 21st, 2018. And what are we waiting for? We know that there's a day that this could possibly be that day when the 40-day count will begin. What does it equal? One year. Could you not wait 1 year? Could you not watch? You fell asleep. You couldn't stay awake and keep watching for 1 year. 40 days from the calculation that is everything has us leading to December 21st, 2018. At the time when the peace plan is about to be revealed. At the time when Trump is about to release the sealed indictments, go after them for all the sealed indictments. When that fourth card, according to the economist, not ministry revealed, but ministry revealed, understanding them all in order, we're now right here. We're in this space right here. What else does it say in Luke? Be not drunken, right, with the cares of the world. Get away from all that drunkenness. All the cares of the world, and literally drunkenness. Everybody getting drunk. When do they get drunk? Christmas season, over the holiday season. Everybody's drinking and partying and having these Christmas parties, and so many people are drinking and getting drunk. And again, Luke says what? Before, watch and pray that you be counted worthy to escape all of these things that shall come to pass. Those that are awake should be what? Awake and sober. Not caught up in the cares of this world. There is a meaning of literal sobriety as well. Not just the drunkenness of the cares of this world, but literal sobriety. All right? What else do we see here? Others have talked about this in brief. I'm going to show you a connection. Right? This would be, what is it? What is that? Virgo, right? The constellation of Virgo, and look at the crescent of the moon under her feet. Check this out. Want to see when that shows up? It just so happens, guys, it lands on our count. See, I'm in January 2019. January 30th, 2019, at the 1 year, at the 40-day count, from the 21st, where the 777s line up, to the 700, from the person who was the judgment, to line up for Israel, the person who backs Israel, who was the determined judgment, and the enemy knew it. Lands on that day. Guys, are you nervous? Are you saying, oh man, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. That's what this ministry is. It's the revelation of the 14 years of tribulation. And so much more in understanding of scriptures that have just been opened up. When? After this. After the determined was determined. It's about to be aborted, guys. It's about to be aborted. I don't know if it means his death, but the only way you get a president out and that he can no longer be there is if he's dead. All right? Pray for your president, America. Christians, pray for him. Yes, the judgment is past. I'm telling you, the judgment is past. It has been determined by the determined council in the heavens. It is past. But pray. Pray for your family. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for your president. The judgment is past. The tribulation is about to begin. Let me close off with this. All right? Remember we were talking this December 21st and all these, right? Just lining up. December 21st. Let me show you something. We'll close off with this. Emmanuel Macron, right? President of France, that is where this chaos card is taking place. He is a globalist, right? We know that. They make him to see like he's not and he's all for the people and all that. No, look at who he worked for. The Inspectorate General of Finances, and later became the investment banker at Rothschild. No kidding. His wife is 65 years old and he's 40. All right? What do we know? 40 is what? 40 years are determined, right? Sometimes there's 40 years, there's 40 days. Well, guess what? This young buck is 40 years old right now. Look when he came to office. When he came to office, he was 39 years old. On Israel's 69th. May 14th. Guess when his birthday is? December 21st. Yes, sir. December 21st. His name means God with us. Working for the Rothschilds, whose wife is a Rothschild, one of the elites. And we've got another connection to December 21st. Guess how old he's going to be? 41. 40 years will have passed. What happens with Israel? These 70 years, right? Israel is not 71 yet. Nor will she. Guys, if you've been following this channel for at least a little bit, you know what's going on here. You understand what you're seeing here. This was determined by the heavenly councils as of August 2017. And you here at this channel listening to these teachings, to these revelations of understanding of the end days, including myself receiving them and understanding them, we're a small group, guys. I don't know why. Is there more for us? I have this sneaking suspicion for those who are really getting it. And it very well possibly could be. But I'm not going to go into that now, except to say it's been determined. That's why we got it. Prior to the determined, he was right. It was still possible. That it was not yet determined. Trump was scheduled for a potential second term. Guys, be ready. Prepare yourselves, all right? I love you guys. God bless you. Be strong. And if you have the ability, get out of California now. Or prepare with water, with some supplies, even to get you through a little bit, because it won't be long. And whatever is left, let others come to use it, right? Share it. And when you're gone as the bride, if you've survived through it, let it be for those who are left. We're right here, guys. We're right here. I love you. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.